Hello everybody, welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host, and on today's video, be surrounded by your dream life. So there was a question revolving around, how do I know who I am? Who am I? And they kind of said, I know it's awareness, but I don't know what that is. You see, in scripture, I've often found that English translations don't really do it justice. They're not really the best form of interpreting the intention set behind it. All good, all part of infinity, all don't really matter. So, starting here, if you look with the pre-assumption that everything is infinite, that's how you're going to see the world, the pre-acceptance of infinity itself. You are going to see the world as infinite. You can't not. You're going to see this idea that I am one with infinite. You have to. It has to be there. It's always there. So whatever you contemplate, you are contemplating from the infinite. And from the infinite, what you are contemplating simply exists. It has to exist. How could you contemplate it otherwise? Because you can contemplate it and experience it fully, it also exists within you. That infinity is all one being connected within itself. Absolute, singular, infinite consciousness, knowing everything that it is because it became it. It called it forth on purpose. It created it on purpose. Reality, this infinite intelligence, is being it. And here's the thing, it's actually perfect in such a way, unless you allow yourself to expand what the word infinity actually means, even in the 3D world, because we have the concept of infinity, you will realize that very concept is finite. See, the way we think about infinity is actually a finite way, but infinity doesn't care. It just is being everything. So if you recognize the beingness of everything, then you realize that everything I'm thinking, feeling, seeing, in every single way, shape, and form, regardless if it is in my perception of the past or the future, is part of that infinity, but none of it is reality. All of it is reality, and I am all of it right now. Part of infinity is actually what makes up your viewpoint of reality. You see, your viewpoint of reality is actually a series of infinite number of moments that your physical self can experience. You are anchored as your physically focused viewpoint, right? We all are. And if you think about it like this, let's say you go to a restaurant and you order vanilla ice cream or chocolate ice cream or strawberry ice cream. See, I just mentioned three things. You know those three things must simply exist, and you know there must be a version of you having those three things. Those are three separate versions of yourself, three versions of reality, just for this example, right? And where you are doing that, where you are experiencing this, where you are imagining this, where you are knowing this, it's within your own awareness. And it is your awareness being all three identities, and you are recognizing in the knowing that all three simply exist. And that's the crux of what reality really is. And if you were to embody one of them right now, the version of you having chocolate ice cream, it filters out the other ones. They're gone. They're effectively not being played in your awareness. But you also understand, wait, if I can play this now, that means the other one is playable as well. And if it's playable, and I know that, and I also know that it's me, that means anything I desire, anything I choose to experience must also be playable here and now. Whether I'm experiencing it physically or non-physically is kind of irrelevant at this point, because I recognize myself as awareness. So reality is so infinite that you can create the illusion of finite personalities in an infinite number of experiences for you to experience them. And it will seem as if this finite character that experiences these moments actually exists, but it only exists within your experiencing of it. This person that likes chocolate ice cream doesn't exist outside the experience of liking and having chocolate ice cream. Even if you were having vanilla, you can still be the person that likes chocolate ice cream. See, The 3D moment doesn't change who you are being, and that's why circumstances don't matter. Because it doesn't change who you are being. You're still always going to be that version of yourself who likes and has chocolate ice cream. See, it is these finite, individualized frames that you're one with that give the personality, feel, and experiencing of the story through the character that experiences that story. Now, when you choose one of those expressions, what changes from your 3D viewpoint to that one? Nothing from this 3D viewpoint changes to that reality. You see, reality doesn't actually come from this moment, because this is an expressed moment. It's already part of the scene. When you're watching a movie, the previous scene doesn't make the next one. I know it seems like it does, but it doesn't. And you know this. You know that it's coming from the projector. You know it's stitched together. That's why in the movie you can see the scene jump to something else completely that has nothing to do with the previous scene, but it gives you this chronological, linear feeling, because the important part of the movie is the story that it is telling, not the scene to scene chronologically, but the effect of the story. And that's really what's going on in reality experiencing. You see, when you choose one version of reality and you experience that version, that must now also align everyone else in reality with that choice immediately. Imagine the chocolate ice cream, and then imagine the waiter who brings it to you. How, in your imaginational scene, are you eating chocolate ice cream with a version of a waiter who brought you vanilla ice cream? Impossible. That's actually impossible, right? Because those are two conflicting ideas. Even though the waiter who brings you vanilla ice cream exists, it doesn't exist here, because here in your imagination, where you imagined it, experienced it, and are eating chocolate ice cream, the version of the waiter must be the one who brought you chocolate ice cream. That's what reality is. And then when you imagine it and assume it, assuming that no, the version of myself I call forth for my experiencing, as my experiencing and my physical unfolding of reality, is me having chocolate ice cream, so the waiter who I'm experiencing must be the one bringing me chocolate ice cream. But you don't have to force anyone to be anything, because you can't in the first place. And in the second place, if you are all of reality and it's always unfolding from within you, you don't have to. In fact, forcing it prevents it. It's ironically, trying to force reality to be what you desire it to be prevents it from being what you desire it to be, because it was what you desired it to be in the first place, even if it didn't look like what you wanted it to be in the first place. Because appearances don't dictate what reality is. You are reality. When you make a choice, that's what reality actually is. The same thing with the ice cream idea. When you order a chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream or a strawberry ice cream, you are calling forth an entire universe that matches this very simple idea. At the end, it's such a fun thing, and it's like any other experience that you hear about, like NevilleGoddard's ladder experience. When you imagine yourself climbing said ladder, you are calling forth a version of reality where your physical form is already climbing a ladder that exists infinitely for your experiencing it. But the difference is, in this ladder experience with NevilleGoddard's thing, or mine with the ice cream thing, you are calling it forth in a recognition of being I am awareness. So even climbing the ladder and eating ice cream now will seem a little bit more special, because you consciously called it forth. Very cool, eh? Now, the crux of infinity is that even in this imaginational scene, where you are eating said ice cream, climbing said ladder, whichever one it is, you are everything. Infinity is being everything in the scene, including your physical form. See, it's not you being the physical form and then infinity is everything else. It's infinity is being everything, but the only way infinity can actually experience this is by forgetting that it is everything else in that frame except the viewpoint of you experiencing it. But everything else in that frame is also having forgotten its infinity being the thing that it is being, whether it is a waiter or a ice cream on the table or your physical self. All of it is infinity. All of it forgot that it is infinity, and all of it is remembering itself in this frame as whatever it is being in the frame. And now the reason you know is infinity is because when you are calling it forth, you are recognizing yourself as that infinity. And you can't break up infinity. So if you know you are that infinity, you know you are God, you know you are reality, you know you are source. And when you're calling it forth, everything is arranging itself according to what you are arranging yourself as, because it's you. You know it's you. You know when you want the table over there, it's there. Because you have absolute control of everything, because infinity can control itself. It's the only thing it can control. And you are experiencing yourself as that in that moment, as everything everywhere all at once. But you're not changing what they are doing, you're calling forth what they are already having been done. There's a terrible grammar. you're calling forth what was already done. Okay? And that's what you are. That's what everything is being. It's just not remembering itself. And that's what you've always been doing. You're just not remembering it. You're not remembering you consciously remembering something. And remember, if you couldn't contemplate it, then it couldn't exist. So your contemplation of this idea, and these very mundane ideas, if you go to a restaurant and you order ice cream, they're going to bring it to you. It's very simple, but it's also reality creation of infinity. It has to be, because everything is. And you wouldn't be able to contemplate it were it not actually in existence. So this idea now of being surrounded by your answer is to know that when you are imagining something, you are imagining a certain story. The entire universe, in this little snippet of your life here that you are experiencing, even if it's the ice cream one, this little snippet of the story that you are experiencing, you are surrounded by every single thing playing its part as that story. It doesn't matter. I'm using the most simple example here. I am eating chocolate ice cream. I'm really feeling for it now. But you are truly surrounded by every single thing is literally made up for that simple story, because I am living the life of my dreams. I am living here eating ice cream is as big to God as anything else. This is why Abraham Hicks has the Button Castle story, which was they're the same thing, because it's coming from the same place. It's only your expression of enormity that you feel one has over the other. But to God, they're the same level of consciousness. There's only one level of consciousness, and that's I am. Right? So being surrounded by your answer is recognizing that you are surrounded by everything taking part in the story as the same consciousness, and you are just calling forth that consciousness yourself while you are the center of it. You are sitting there surrounded by everything that is you taking part in the story you call, because it is your consciousness, it is your point of view, it is your choice to be the version sitting there eating chocolate ice cream. So you are surrounded by your answer. You're surrounded by your assumption. You're surrounded by your own consciousness. You're surrounded by infinity that you are one with. And then the only way you could drop into it was if you already had this within your awareness. And you know that because you had this one simple idea. I completely forgot about the vanilla and the strawberry one. Now that I wanted to express it again, I completely forgot about it. You see how you zone into a singular identity. Now when you zone out of that scene and you recognize, wait, this is one scene. The 3D world is one scene. This is one scene. The strawberry ice cream is one scene. The vanilla ice cream is one scene. I don't have to force them to exist. I am surrounded by infinity, and I am the infinity surrounding all of this. So as that infinity, I jump into the one that I desire, because it's me and it's my choice. Now it must be unfolding for my experiencing of it. And when you drop the idea that it must be unfolding today, or tomorrow or whenever, rather, then you allow it to unfold for you perfectly from right now. Not from tomorrow, not from next year, from now. When it appears physically means nothing, because everything that's physically appearing, whether it's physically in your experiencing or it is metaphysically in your awareness, exists at the same time. Your higher self is slotting it in as an experience wherever it's most pertinent for you, for your experiencing of it. So what then are the processes for? The processes and techniques are for you to experience your choice now, not to choose something. You already know what you're choosing. You already know what you desire. You already chose it because it came to you, because you were unconsciously choosing it. It's you, right? So the techniques, affirmations, imaginational scenes, SATs, whatever, they are mostly, if not only, processes to watch your choice of movie. Whether you watch a movie on your TV or your phone or your computer or on an airplane screen or on your friend's watch or on a TV or on a fridge or on a microwave nowadays, I guess, right? It doesn't matter. It's the same movie. That's what the processes are. They are ways to watch the movie. But when you recognize you are being the movie, those ways to watch the movie are completely irrelevant. You know, if you read a book about the same movie, it's the same. I was about to say it's the same thing, and then somebody was going. I can feel, no, it's not. And one of my favorite movies is, I just like Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter, and then I love the books, and they're completely different. Still fun though. Anyway, I am your host Reese. Be surrounded by your answer, because when you recognize you're only surrounded by one thing, and that is you, consciousness, awareness, you are surrounded by your answer, and you are infinity. And I am your host Reese. This is Get Your Reality with Reese. Thank you all for being here. Much love, much light. Thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for TikTok following. Thank you for the Facebook following, and thank you for the emails as well. Much love. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.